What's the deal, peeps? Let's go. Alright, boys. So, the cipher continues. I want to just throw some key elements out there because I take things out of my regimen as much as I can. Things that I know that I shouldn't be. Well, consuming that's like the hardest thing. But like showering, toothpaste, like the basic stuff, I've like pretty much got all that down. I got my playlist whenever, they try to hit me with auditory sounds. I have my playlist right here, Healing Tones. I'll put the link in the description. But all these are just different tones. Like whenever they're trying to focus engine sounds, fire department sirens, neighbors with their stereo, with their motors, the modified exhausts, just frequencies that are coming from your refrigerator, from the engine of the refrigerator. They're focusing energy through that electrical 60 gigahertz of electricity. They're focusing it through that shit and using the motor and the sound and shit like that. They got it all mapped out. They have patents for this shit. I'm not just talking out of my anus like as these perps do all the time. So, you got to be prepared for that, as I am prepared with my water and stereo. See, the weird thing is whenever you use the stereo, like they can intercept the sound, or just like they'll mess with it. So like certain things that you usually are like that usually help you, they'll try to like use it against you. And so what I do honestly sometimes is when you're in your house or whatever, they're focusing so much energy at you that it's a lot of it is like pretty much surrounding you. It's all coming through the walls, the electrical grid. So what I like to do at times is I'll put the stereo full blast of something that I like and put it right up against the wall. The sound travels inside the wall and it kind of causes some type of shield of sound. Like a shield of sound, like even if it's a subwoofer or a speaker. So if you put the stereo against the wall, it's like it's a good way to like combat them as well. If you have multiple speakers, that's even better. You can face, a few of them at the wall and then a few of them towards you. Whatever works best. Like I said, I'm giving you guys all the techniques that I'm using. Like honestly, like my targeting, it's minimal because I take these certain measures. You know what I mean? Like for instance, let me show you guys something. So for instance, like a big fan, whenever I use like a large fan that consumes a lot of energy, they'll use that energy and focus it on the fan. Since this fan is very small, there's not that much energy that they can focus through these electrical wires, and it doesn't have that much of a motor. This fan is actually old, so it's already come apart. It's already like gotten pretty beat up, but that's the little motor that comes in it, and so it's generating electricity, and then there's magnets around it, so they can use this as an energy weapon. This is literally shaped as an energy weapon, and see how it sticks and it latches onto it, because that's a magnet right there. There's literally a magnet right here around this. That's a little circular magnet, and that latches on here, and see how it doesn't come off, right? So anyways, recently there have been some new developments like in my targeting, and I'm gonna find out if they're good or bad. But either way, if they're bad, I'm gonna end up messing them up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Because just trust me, I don't need to explain myself, because I'm not gonna give them every single one of my steps. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna tell them every single move so they could be ready. Trust me, bro. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So like, think about it. Look, all right. So if you think, let me put you guys up on game. All right. All the devices that they're building right now, everything from electrical chargers to like any appliance that you have in your house, they are purposely making them hackable, and where they share information. They're purposely doing this so that they can have surveillance that people don't know about. So they're putting patents in devices that like people won't think that they're a mic or that they're a fucking, you know what I mean? But they can focus certain energies and literally like focus and hear sound and shit like that. They don't need a mic exactly. I'm pretty sure they probably have patents like that. So with all the magnetic, like even a lot of speakers have magnetic energy, right? Magnetic, but they're using, see, the free energy that we can harness. They don't like that idea because it doesn't benefit them. That's why they put a stop to it a long time ago. All right. So that's why they use the certain things that the way they are, because it benefits them and able to like in their agenda. So like free energy doesn't work for them. So they're going to try to make it where it does. Like if anything ever does come out, these new electric cars and blah, 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 blah. Like all these cars are just, they're literally collecting information. Everything that's driving around, all the fucking 5G lights and all this bullshit. It's all a fucking grid that they're building. It's a fucking control grid, a fucking surveillance grid, whatever. Like not necessarily like everything is so fucking like, oh, you can't have anything and it's gonna be like, there's certain things that are hackable about it and that they can do focus energy and fuck with your speakers and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not like, you know, they're gonna turn it into a bomb or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not something like that. They have fucking satellites for that shit. But anyways, like if you look at like, okay, so for instance, if you look at headphones, right? I remember when I was first being targeted, I would put my earbuds in, and then he'd be like, I remember I heard somebody passing me by, and he's like, oh, he has his earphones on. But they thought that I was playing music. But they know that they can harness the electromagnetic field to the headphones in order to focus better energy at you. Every time I use headphones, they focus energy on me. Every time. Dang, so I kind of got distracted because my parents, my family's leaving to go see a concert right now, and I was like, but anyways, let me try to get back on track. Pretty much like, okay, there's a video that I have, but I can't show it on here because of certain things that he says, and I don't want to put it on here because they might ban the video. But like they're taking, okay, so there's certain electricity where water is able to heal us. So they are transforming the water that we are drinking and that we shower with, they change it, and they're taking out certain minerals and certain conductive components that make the water healing. That's why we're staying sick and we easily get sick and stuff like that. So they're messing up the system that is naturally created for us, the air, everything that we have to keep us down. So headphones, right? Headphones build, I guess, I don't know. Headphone build. Okay, so you see these headphones, they have magnets in them. They have magnets. And every time, like I said, every time I use headphones, I'll feel electricity being focused on my ear. So I can't even put headphones on. There are alternatives that I have suggested in the past. You can put EMF headphones, right? EMF headphones. They help a little bit, but you know, it's like still, if they're using magnets, there's airflow technology where the sound travels up a tube. These are the best that I've seen so far. They're kind of expensive though, but I haven't tried these yet. But this is the ones that I would get if I had to, like, you know what I mean, to combat them in some type of way. But they have, you know, there's a bunch of different type. These are Defender Shield, EMF free air tube. So like I've used these and they help a little bit. They're not as conductive or as dirty as the ones that we use. So there's always a solution, but you see, the thing is that things that are put to like for sale, right? Like things that hit the market that are not beneficial to the government, like they won't do well. And if they do, they have to give in a certain way. They have to like meet up halfway with these fucking perps. Because if they don't make their instruments, whatever that they're building or they're created, their patents, whatever, they will like sabotage their business. That's why nothing that is beneficial to people ever comes out. Like and it does. If it does, it's because they couldn't stop it, or it doesn't really matter. Like it's not gonna really do anything life changing. You know what I mean? Like something really big, like something that freaking cures stuff, like big stuff. Like you don't see really too much stuff. You'll see little things, you know, like alkaline, to eat alkaline, you know what I mean? Like stuff can't survive in alkaline environments. Just like certain little information that you have to try, like to change your lifestyle towards. But there is, you know, sound therapy. There's so much stuff that I've freaking figured out. Like not figured out, but I found out the information. Like, you know, like what else? What was that? I watched some YouTube videos of I think it was gong therapy. Some, I don't know if you guys know what gongs are, but they're like, you hit it and it's like a metal plate and it makes noise or whatever. But there's that therapy. There's a singing bowl. There's like different types of instruments that have been created in the past that actually have healing properties, and that like even they help your blood somehow. They did blood tests before and after. So there's a lot of things that are naturally created that help us, just like the water that I use to block out a lot of the sound, right? So the water is a natural sound. You can't mess with it because there's no, you know, magnet or whatever coming out of a speaker. So you can't mess with it. Like, that's what I've noticed about them. I remember when I first discovered that sound can mess with them is, actually water specifically. I know sound can interrupt them, but they can still get past it and focus energy on the speakers and stuff like that. But when I first discovered that water can mess with them, I was like, I put on the water and then like I let it run in my tub. And like just like how it is right now, but it was stronger, and I let it build up. So let me see if I can do this. All right, so you can see the water, right? And like I let it build up so that you can hear the splash. And I was letting it run, and I was getting hit with frequencies and stuff like that, and for some reason I was able to fall asleep to the water, and my mind, my subconscious was focused on the water instead of the frequency. So that's how they do it. Whenever you fall asleep, these sounds that they're putting in everything, and everything that you fucking put on your body, these sounds, everything is being is being adapted to resonate with these sounds. They're like, you know, putting stuff in the water. All this stuff is to benefit them, like I said. That's why you have to take out a lot of things out of your daily regimen, because that's how your targeting is going to at least subside to a certain amount. It's not going to take it away. You have to do a lot of things in order to get it like a lot, you know, to see a big change. And I'm not even doing these things. I think I'm just, because there's probably a couple factors. One of them is that, you know, that I'm probably not infiltrated like other people have gotten surgeries, like a lot of surgeries, and have like all kinds of stuff put inside them, and their targeting is worse. I don't trust the doctors. I don't go to the doctors. I fuck the doctors. Fuck the, you know, I mean, that's just my own choice. You know, don't take it as medical advice. I'm not giving anybody medical advice. I'm saying I just don't trust doctors. I don't trust modern medicine. I'm fucking against the modern medicine bullshit, all right? So I'm more like natural healing, fucking I'll take care of myself type of shit. Like, don't even put me in an ambulance. Like, if I woke up in the hospital and I was injured, I would probably think that they fucking put something in me. You know what I mean? That's just my own opinion. That's why it sucks that you can't even fucking trust. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even trust my own fucking government. You know what I mean? Like, I can't trust these motherfuckers at all. And it sucks, bro. But I don't know how far this shit's going or how long they're gonna continue this bullshit and testing on the human public and experimenting on people without their consent. That they claim dissidents or whatever the fuck reason they want to target people for. But you know, this shit is out of hand, been out of hand. Like, this shit obviously is high treason. People need to get like severely punished for the shit that they're doing and doing to people. So, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know who is exactly responsible for this, but to me, I just follow the signs. I follow the people that are involved, what I see on a daily basis, like who's, you know, and it just points to the government, like literally, how are they not going to know that this shit's going on? You know what I mean? Like, supposedly, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Who has the most advanced shit? You know what I mean? Why is there Area 51? Blah, 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 blah. On and on and on. You think that the government's not going to know that people are getting hit with energy, that are claiming, you know what I mean, to get hit with energy, and they're not going to know anything about it? Like, come on, bro. Like, miss me with that shit. Anyways, yeah, bro. So, I mean, there's so many things you can do. There's so many, you know, there's just like the system in the way that it is. Like, we have to find a way to be able to use, you know, free energy and ways that it's not easily accessible to the government, where they can use, like, if we build things a certain way that they can't access, you know what I mean? Like, instead of building it the way that they want, we have a different way of building it or a different way of using it. There are applications that we can implement to be able to live more of a free lifestyle where we're not connected to these cowards. So, you know, through time, possibly we might be able to do that. But right now, like, they're suppressing a lot of information, a lot of people, because they don't want people to know about this stuff. They don't want people, because then how are they going to combat it? You know what I mean? Like, if there actually was a group of people that were trying to, like, really focus on this issue of the targeting and go combat it, they're just trying to save energy. They're not trying to, like, go against the government. You know what I mean? They just want to save energy. They're not trying to, like, really look into the issues that are at hand. So, you know what I mean? Like, even my camera, like, sometimes, like for instance, like, check this out. All right. So every time I see how that red dot just blinked, every time I open my camera, it allows access to something. That means that it says access, like it's trying to link up to something. I was out in the fucking mountains, bro, like far out in the mountains, and I was trying to use the camera, like literally no towers, no cell phone signal, nothing. And they were messing with my camera all the way out there. Like, they were like turning it off and like fucking with it. And I was just like, how the fuck, like, why don't they do that when I'm actually close to like civilization? And why are they doing that like when I'm all the way out here? And I'm just thinking like, damn, is it just to show me like their power and their reach, that they can, like, you know what I mean, they can mess with certain devices or certain technology, even though I'm all the way out in, you know, Timbuktu, whatever. And I'm just like, damn, so like a lot, like, so just know that the newer the devices that you buy, the newer the car, the newer the phone, they're going to be upgraded. They're going to be more specialized, more sensors, more body sensors, more biometric sensors, more everything. A regular cell phone, that's already what they've been building on. That's why they even put the shit out in the first place. Like, this was their plan from the gate. When they started off with these little small ass cell phones and shit like that, that's when they started implementing to fucking start listening to shit, to fucking put out these radio frequencies and these towers and shit like that. And when they first invented radio, a lot of people started getting sick. When they started putting out 5G, a lot of people started getting sick. Like, it's, if you look at the times, like, you can match up like the time frames. they're putting stuff out there and they haven't tested it on the public, or how the public will react to these certain energies and stuff like that. So they don't know exactly what's going to happen. They don't know. We don't know. They supposedly, the FDA or whoever the hell's in charge is like saying like, oh, it's not harmful to humans. They don't know long-term effects or whatever. They just don't know a lot of shit. There's so much shit that they don't know. So anyways, like, try to find ways around this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I found ways, you know, I don't use regular soap anymore. I use like Dr. Squatch or like stuff from like a I don't know, Sprouts. Like, usually that's where I get my soaps, from Sprouts. Anything that I digest, like liquid form, like olive oil, whatever I want to get, I get it from Sprouts. You know, I still shower with the water, but like I want to like take that out. I want to be able to like buy a filter and at least filter my water out. And then I put borax in it, which supposedly takes some of the fluoride out. So I do shower with at times with borax. You just put it in the water or whatever. There's so many different things. There's so many things you can look up like and find out. There's a lot of different ways to heal yourself. You just gotta keep on looking. That's why I have a playlist. I have the healing tones. I have I have a lot of different playlists of different things that help me to get through this targeting bullshit throughout my targeting. So I just wanted to put this video out there because, like, you know, it's like every day you have to deal with this shit, and you look at, you know, how things are going, and sometimes, you know, it's kind of like hopeless. You know, it's just like where this world is gonna go, like how our children are gonna be living in the future, like how controlled it's gonna be, and like people are gonna be literally like they're gonna be slaves to their minds. You know what I mean? Like they're mind slaves. They're not gonna be able to make free choices and like think for themselves and shit like that. And it just sucks that like they try to make you believe that it's supposedly like that, but it's not, bro. Like, it's so judgmental and so narcissistic. Like, it's not even funny. And it's just like, I'm good. I'm glad that, honestly, that we don't live forever, because I wouldn't want to live in a future where it's just so controlled and it's just so fake and shit like that. And like, you know what I mean? I'm going to do my time here and help whoever I can, and just like try to put out positive energy and focus on myself, and like just try to heal myself from all this negative stuff that's around me. And I'm trying to do my best, you know, I'm trying to do my best. And from like what the situation that I'm in, you know, I mean, I could probably do better. Most likely I could. But it's just hard, you know what I mean? It's not easy to be like, oh, Mr. Nice Guy, and there's like so much bullshit, you know what I mean? So forgive me if like sometimes I might sound like a dick, or if, you know what I mean, like cocky or something or whatever. Trust me, I'm not. It's like when thousands of people are against you every waking moment of your freaking life, it's hard not to be, you know what I mean, like against the world. You know what I mean? Like you're literally being messed with 24/7 all the time. Your neighbors, your friends, like you don't have any friends. You can't talk to anybody about this because they're not going to believe you. It's just, dude, it's so like beyond like we would have never thought of this as a normal person. If you talk to us like, you know, 20 years back or however long before you started getting targeted, you would have never like thought this was possible. You thought you were alone in this world, and like nobody knew who you were, and this wasn't even fathomable, whatever you want to say. Like, this shit is just, it is crazy when you actually know the capability of whoever is behind these technologies and these energy weapons. Like whoever is behind it, like it's just crazy how much power they really have, and how they can easily destroy somebody's life if they wanted to. And honestly, I don't even think that they're using their full capability on me when they really wanted to. Like if I was on top of their hit list, I think they can really do some damage if they wanted to. So I think they don't see me as a threat, and that's why they don't target me as bad. So I'm like on a lower level, but I'm like on the top of that level. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the top of the lower level of targeted people. Like, you know what I mean? If I was rich and I had money and I was doing something, I'd probably be on the mid level. If I was like somebody with power and like I had say and like I had influence, I'd be a high target. I'd be like they'd want to fucking kill me. You know what I mean? Like if I was like had patents to shit and like I was doing shit like big time. Like if I had machines that healed people and stuff like that, they would like be gunning for my ass. That's, I think, like the scale of how like they target people. If I don't have any influence, I'm not really, you know what I mean? I'm not moving, you know, things, and I'm not trying to like make too much, you know, waves or whatever in their little fucking puppet ass world. They're not gonna really mess with me as much. They can try, but it's very minimal, whatever bullshit. And I watch my P's and Q's. I make sure that I don't give them that space or that opportunity to be able to infiltrate my life to more than they already have. I always keep an eye out. So you guys do the same. This is a Savage production. And I want to wish you guys peace and love. And freaking motherfucking King is back, baby. Let's go.